With us this evening, I have my co-host with me, Dominic Pompili. He's back with us.
I am.
Of Therapy, a physical therapist.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
being
me.
with us.
Yep.
My pleasure. How was your trip last week?
Very good.
Good?
Happy
Good?
to be back.
Yeah?
And, yeah.
It's nice to be back in the Florida weather with that
Yeah.
cold weather up there in Pittsburgh.
It wasn't too bad. It was nice.
No?
And it's always nice to be back here and sunny, 70 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. It's not too bad.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have you back. So thank you for being in the studio
Thanks for
with
having
me
me.
tonight. And so we want to welcome on the phone. We have some guests calling in for part 2 of our series of Navigating the Waters of Autism. We have Heidi. I'm not sure if we have Heidi Bonarotti and Dr. Heinz Reinwald. Dr. Reinwald, can you hear me? Dr. Reinwald? No, not yet. Okay. So, well, we are going to be discussing, as soon as we get our phone up, the Navigating the Waters of Autism. And last week we had Heidi on the show to discuss about children.
Heidi's on the phone now.
Oh, she's on the phone now?
Yep.
Heidi, can you hear me? Well, we're trying to get that out. So just give a moment. But basically, we are discussing autism and how the gut-brain theory with nutrition can affect the functional output of a child's life. And
Sure.
so there's a special combinations to the diet that you can change in order to help a child prosper. And so I know that you, as a physical therapist and as a nutritionist, that you are involved a lot with helping people to overcome their illnesses. And so are you familiar with...
I mean, I am familiar with this. Again, it's not my area of expertise. But the key thing is the nutrition is going to absolutely have an effect on the individual. So I did do some research on Dr. Reinhold and the ketogenic diet that he puts forth, as well as the amino acids and how that plays a role on the internal system. And as a byproduct, will have an exponential role on the function of the child. And he actually has a very, very good program there, which we're going to be touching upon this evening and talking about how it plays a role in the child's behavior, in how they carry out their life, and how it takes an impact on theirs in a positive and negative manner.
And in your experience in your office, have you treated any children with autism?
I've treated children with developmental delay.
Okay.
Some of them do have autism. Some of them have Asperger's. And the key thing is just trying to take a lot of the children's energy to gear them towards getting function of where they may have a deficit.
Okay.
So sometimes some of these children, sometimes with the autism or with some of the childhood developmental delay, have a little bit of increased energy.
Okay.
And it's trying to channel that energy to get their function.
I think we have Heidi. Are we on the phone, Dr.
Yes.
Ryan? You can hear me? Oh, fantastic.
we're here.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Dr. Reinwald, are you there as well? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your patience with everything, with making this phone call, because you guys are calling all the way from Arizona.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Sure. Sunny Arizona.
Oh, sunny Arizona. And you just came in. You just got in yesterday from Germany. Is that correct? I hear as well.
No, I've been 1 week, a couple days. I was in San Diego to look for a hotel for our next conference in 2018.
Great. Well, I really want to thank you for taking the time for joining Heidi and I. We had a wonderful conversation last week talking about establishing the foundation of what autism is, and how Heidi is my college roommate, and she's an occupational therapist, and we go way back, and she has a child that's 13 years old that has autism, and she has really been a champion for this cause and has really been pleased with how well her son has been doing. And I know that you have played a role in that in her life as a doctor. And so I just want to thank you for coming on the show. And I'd love for you to share with us your knowledge about autism and immune boosting nutritional supplements with your product line.
Yes, thank you very much.
Look at the screen because they can see us.
So what can you tell me about Dr. Reinwald Healthcare product line?
We are actually a company which produces supplements, but also we have an academy where
Okay.
we teach and train functional medicine, and we try to install our protocols. It's not only about our supplements, but it is a complete protocol, which is part of understanding the basics in immunology and in diet and in detox, of course.
Okay, and so basically, I know that people are out there and they are, they have their child or they themselves have a condition. And so you're saying that there's a protocol that one should follow. So can we break down this protocol so that people could have that information?
Yes. The first and most important part of the protocol in autism is treat the gut.
Treat the gut.
Yes. The second part, which plays a major role in our protocol, is a ketogenic diet. Install a ketogenic diet, and we have a ketogenic diet with a special amino acid formula.
Okay, and so when you say ketogenic diet, what does that mean?
Okay, ketogenic diet is just a diet very low in carbs and sugars. So you replace the sugar as a fuel with fat as a fuel. You try to get the person from the sugar metabolism into the fat metabolism as a main source of energy.
Okay. So that's what a ketogenic diet is. And so the next step is?
Well, after treating the gut, which is very important for the immune system because we know that 70 to 80% of our immune system is coming out from the gut. Second, I told you ketogenic diet with our special amino acid formula, which does not or only little produce nitrogen waste and sugar. And third part is we have a special immune emulsion, a vitamin D emulsion, based on oleic acid, chondroitin sulfate, and vitamin D3. So we implement this in addition to the gut treatment. And the fourth pillar would be to really look after the nutritional state of the children. Means, how is their trace minerals? How is their mineral status? How is their food status in general? And the fifth part, of course, would be the detox. Most of the autistic children have an impaired detox system. So it is of crucial interest to fix this impaired detox system.
Okay, and so when you see symptoms of an impaired child as a result of implementing these steps, how soon do you see a reaction and improvement in symptoms?
Well, we have had from 1 day to 6 months.
From 1 day to 6 months?
Yes, a very astonishing case we had from Israel. The grandfather brought his grandson, and he had never heard him talking. And he came to our clinic, and in the afternoon he started to talk. I mean, this was a real exceptional situation.
And what did you implement? What did you do?
Our protocol. We started in the morning with our protocol in the clinic. In this case, a yogurt enema with and then microcurrent treatment, and we turned into better supplementation. And in the afternoon, he started to talk. This was a wonder to us. But because you asked how long does it take? Well, we had from one day till 6 months.
Yes, it's a wide range. You know, Heidi, based on our conversation from last week, I was asking you, when did you identify that there were some problems in your son that started to alarm you? And you told me at 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And I know that
Yeah.
many people may know that there's an issue going on with their child, but they don't, they haven't been able to figure out how to get the right help, or they don't have the resources, or they haven't. If let's say a child's 7, 8, or 9 years old, and can you begin to reverse that by? Is it too late to start it because you didn't
No.
start it too young?
No.
It's never too late
No, never too late.
and never too young.
And never too young. Because
No,
that's kind of like
younger-
what I was wondering, is that some people might be feeling like they've lost time, or they've lost, a window of time that you could help reverse some of a child's development. Which, I imagine that may be true, but certainly that shouldn't prevent you from initiating, changing, a lifestyle for the child to continue to develop. Because if we talk about child development, we know that goes all the way up through adolescence to young adulthood.
Correct.
Right. No, it's never too late. And I always tell parents what one diet works for one may not work for another, and but the key is to always, at least try and rule out, different diets and protocols.
Sure. And so, Dr. Reinwald, I really, I'm glad that you're able to be on the phone today. Tell me a little bit about your background and, what kind of doctor do you describe yourself as? And, how did you get involved in these type of studies? What drew you to this area of medicine?
I actually, it's a quick question. And I actually wanted to study medicine when I was 19, but I was a conscientious objector and I worked in the hospital. And I was so horrified from the conventional medicine that I said to myself, I don't want to study this medicine.
And this was in Germany?
It was in Germany.
Okay.
I don't want to study this medicine. It was so horrible, this experience I had in this 1.5 years working in the hospital, that I said, I want to go another way. But, man thinks, and God guides you the way where you have to go. And a few years later, I was engaged with a woman. She was a medical doctor, so I couldn't escape these things. And maybe I studied cultural anthropology and political economy. And 15 years later, I started to study alternative medicine. And I got into the field of alternative medicine, or you call it now functional medicine.
What do you call it?
Functional medicine.
Functional?
Yes.
Okay. I think we lost a little audio there.
In the United States.
There we go.
It's a term, you call it in the United States. In Germany, we call it naturopathy or alternative biological medicine. Regulatory medicine. You have many names for it.
Okay, very good. So we're going to go ahead, Dr. Reinwald, and take a little break here, and we'll be right back to continue our conversation about this gut and detoxify. I want to talk a little bit more about detoxification and exactly what more steps can people do in their diet, and what practical things that people can do in their home, and also how do we find you? How do we find your product line? We'll be back right soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Know your body, gain control of your health, transform your life. If your body could talk, what would it tell you? At DexaFit, we show you how to take control of your health and fitness to live a happier, more fulfilling life. Hormones, metabolic health, and cardio fitness all play a significant role in your energy levels, sleep quality, and overall well-being. With our proven methods of measure, track, and discover, we show you how your body composition, cardio fitness, and metabolic health compare to your optimal level. At DexaFit, our goal is to help you identify and understand the health and fitness of how to transform your body to meet your individual goals, break through your plateaus, and take the guesswork out. Improve your energy levels, sleep, and weight. Give us a call at 561-923-8833. We are conveniently located at 2499 Glades Road in Boca Raton. Schedule an appointment online at DexaFit.com. Give us a call, 561-923-8833, and mention this ad for special pricing.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please contact me, Norma Guerrero, at 954-802-2015. That's 954-802-2015.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV.
Thank you for listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We're the place where we talk about your business, a product, an idea, or a project, and get the word out to our community. I'm your host, Norma Guerrero. Today we are sharing your passion while connecting with our community. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 6:30 to join me, Norma G, and a guest to find out what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Now, let's rejoin Community Connections with Norma G. Thank you so much for tuning back in to Community Connections with Norma G. You can find us on 95.3 FM and on 1470 AM and live streaming on Facebook. Heidi and Dr. Reinwald, thank you so much for tuning back in with us. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right,
Wonderful.
there.
And so we're talking about autism. We're talking about cleansing the gut. Can you explain to me a little bit about how you say that the amino acids are important in this part of the care? Explain to me what that means when you talk about amino acids.
Yeah, amino acids are the building blocks of a protein.
Correct.
And at the same time, the 8 essential amino acids, which we have to take from food, they are the building blocks for the body's protein synthesis. So if you want to repair cells, if you want to fight inflammation, if you want to fight disease, you need these building blocks. And most of the children, due to her heavy fight against the disease, are protein depleted. So we support them with extra amino acids for better health.
Okay. And so the vitamin D that you were talking about, is that a different supplement that you boost?
What is?
We talked about rare last week.
Yeah. What is the difference? I don't understand this word.
Well, what I mean is that when you're talking about the protocol, are you taking something that helps boost the amino acids, and then you're also taking something that helps boost the vitamin D?
Yes, of course. It is not a monotherapy, Norma.
Okay.
It is a complex, synergistic working protocol. And this is very, very important. That's why I told you about the different pillars. Target the gut, target the detox, target the protein depletion, target the malnutrition.
But if you tell her, if you want to mention it by name, because I mentioned it last week.
The name of the emulsion is Rerum.
Is Rerum.
Yes.
And so in Rerum, how do you take Rerum? Is that something that it's a liquid? Is it a pill form?
Yes, it's a liquid. It's a liquid in little vials, and you take it orally.
Oh, you take it orally. Okay, and is that something that you take daily, in the morning and in the evening, or? No.
You take it not as a continuous. It's too expensive. You take it within a cure, within a dietary protocol, within a complex protocol.
So if somebody wanted to find you on your website, what is your website address, and what phone number can people call if they wanted to get in touch with you or Heidi to get some more clarification and information? Because it is a complex subject, and it is a complex situation that families go through. How can we find you, Dr. Reinwald?
Yeah, we have a website, www.drreinwald.com.
Yes.
Okay.
And we do have English brochures and English description of our protocol. And if there are any questions, they can call us or Skype us or mail us, whatever.
And what phone number can people use here in the United States to contact you or to contact Heidi?
It's 480-510-4219.
Okay, great. And so, we were talking that Heidi just recently came on board with you, with your company, and we're really excited for her about that, because her background and her personal experience, and then her background as an occupational therapist, I imagine would be a great resource. And so I think you found a good little golden nugget there, and finding Heidi to represent you here in the United States. So,
yes, and we are so happy because she's so passionate. And as I consider my business as a mission, it was so important to have this wonderful nugget, to find this wonderful nugget here. And of course, it also is very important for me that her Ben is doing so much better
her
than
son.
the first time for me. Yeah, that's really bred for a therapist, a healthy patient.
And so, as far as what are some things when you say detox? What can people specifically do in their diet within their home that you have the supplementations that you can incorporate on top of it? But when you say grass-fed, or when you say a low glycemic, Heidi, what are some more practical things that people can do to remove out of people's diet in order to get that gut detoxification?
Right. Well, a lot of people have a leaky gut, whether they know it or not. So removing gluten is, I think, really critical. And, of course, like you said, only buying high-quality animal protein, such as grass-fed or wild-caught fish. And, of course, removing all sugars.
Removing all sugars. And so is it hard to find this grass-fed, what did you say, grass-fed and what else?
Oh, grass-fed animal protein, such as beef or chicken or wild-caught fish. I love Trader Joe's. They have an excellent selection, and I think they're much less expensive than other stores.
And how do you implement when you guys go out to dinner and go out to eat and you're interacting? How do you manage that?
Yeah, well, you can't always guarantee where the food comes from, but you pick restaurants that are going to be at least somewhat close to what you would pick at home. But we try our best to. Like when I go to the grocery store, I try to stick to the perimeter of the grocery store and just go back to what God created in the green earth, and not pick packaged items. Stay away from carbs.
And I know that you're getting ready to come to Florida next week for this conference that you're coming to. Can you tell me a little bit about this conference that you're going to be here about in Florida?
Yes. Well, what's the name of it again?
Metabolic Therapeutics. It's
Metabolic Therapeutic
at the University of Florida, and the main organizer is Dr. D'Agostino. He is a very well-known specialist in cancer treatment, in hyperbaric oxygen treatment. Mm-hmm. He will be also on our conference in Fulda, Germany, in April. So we have a good interconnection, and this conference is mainly on ketogenic diet for 3 fields: for cancer, for epilepsy, where it is implanted since 1926, and in sports, in neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer and other dementias.
So, it's an interesting theory because I treat a lot of people that are in a very advanced age, and Dominic treats a lot of patients that are more like kind of baby boomer age or younger athletes. And so, but there are a lot of other conditions besides autism that your detoxification supplements could help as well?
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Detox is a very, very important aspect. And here again, the crucial role of the gut. If you do not have a functioning gut, you have a hard time to detox. And if you have a hard time to detox, you store these toxins in your fat tissues. And this is another aspect. Once you start with a diet, whatever kind of diet, or once you start with more exercising, you mobilize these toxins due to the higher metabolic outcome of your either exercise or diet. If you start, for example, a weight loss diet, and you mobilize toxins bound to the fat tissues.
Right.
And you have to take care of it. Otherwise, they will be transported to other tissues and damage there.
Well, Dr. Reinwald, I want to thank you again for taking this time to share your information, to share about your company, share about your passion. So tell me again your website and your phone number, Heidi.
Yes, drreinwald.com. It is drreinwald.com.
And the phone number?
Okay, 480-510-4219.
Well, I want to commend the two of you for caring so much about people's health and really wanting to help the families of the children to help their children do better. I wish you well, continued prosperity there with your son, and that you continue to champion your cause. And so thank you so much for calling in, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Community Connections with Norma G. And we'll talk real soon again, Heidi and Dr. Reinwald.
Yes, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good evening. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Bye-bye. You've been listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We'll be back next Monday at 6:30 with a new guest to share about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Did you hear something you liked today on our show? Please contact me, Norma G, at 954-802-2015. I look forward to helping you expand your business, project, or idea and connect with our community. That's 954-802-2015.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of